Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Allie, and today I'm going to talk about pushing one of my favorite films, Ilford HP5 400, so stick around. So as I mentioned in my last video, which I talked about shooting Ilford Delta 3200 at ISO 1600 because I'm on a quest to find a film that I can shoot handheld, indoors, just everyday pictures of my family and everyday life that's affordable and that suits my style. I don't like a lot of contrast, I don't like a lot of grain, so I've been experimenting with pushing different film stocks to see which one suits my style. So today I'm going to talk about the results I got pushing Ilford's HP5 400 film. So this film normally is a very low contrast film. I usually develop it in D76 stock solution, and that doesn't give it very much contrast. So pushing it right away introduces more contrast. So some people actually might prefer HP5 pushed. So first I'm going to show you guys the results I got pushing it to 800. 800 didn't give me quick enough shutter speeds for the lighting in my house. My house is pretty dim, but let's take a look at the pictures here. So here's a picture of my aunt's radio, and this is in natural lighting coming in from the window, and you can see right away that the contrast is being introduced already and that the shadows are pretty dark. So I was a little bit hesitant to push it even farther than that, but I did anyway. So here's a picture of my fiance doing the dishes, and again, the only lighting is a light bulb in the kitchen. This was at night. And here is a bowl of fruit. I like that there's not a lot of grain at 800. That's my style. I'm not really I know a lot of people like a lot of grain because it gives it that film look, but for me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. Here's some pictures of some presents that were under the tree, and this was only lit by the lights on the tree. So you can see at 800 the lighting is still good. It doesn't look underexposed or anything like that. It's not blurry. You can see that I did have to shoot wide open. And here's a picture of my Argus, and here's another one of the radio. This one's actually better than the first one. There's more shadow detail and not a lot of grain. And then here's my cat. I tried it outside at 800 in the shade of my porch, and it looks pretty good. I like it at 800. Alright, so next let's look at the film pushed to 1600, and again I developed these in D76, Codex D76. That's usually my go-to developer for Ilford films. And then I usually use HC110 for Kodak, Tri-X, T-Max, those kinds of films. It suits the look I'm going for. So here it is at 1600, and here's my dog Frank. You can see that the highlights are starting to get blown at 1600. Picture of my bathroom. And again, you can see the sun, the part where the sun's shining in through the window, the highlights are blown. Here's a shot of a hawk outside. And then my fiance, this was with my Canon TX, and the lens, I had an old breech lock lens on it, and I really like the bokeh on that lens, so I really like these pictures of her, these portraits of her. This was actually at sunset. It was getting really dark. I didn't think these pictures were going to come out. The only lighting was a street light overhead, and then here's flowers indoors, and again some presents under the tree, only lit by the lights on the tree. Here's a Precious Moments ornament, and again the highlights aren't holding up very good at this point at 1600, but it did give me the shutter speeds that I needed to shoot indoors. Here's a picture of the Christmas tree zoomed out, and again you can't see much in the shadows at all because the contrast is pretty high. My ceiling fan, I wanted to test out movement. And then again, Frankie in my bedroom, and the only light there is a tiny little light on my nightstand. So it did hold up, and you can see that at least the subject came out in the pictures. But it does introduce a lot of contrast right away when you push this film. I decided to push it all the way to 3200 just to test the limits just to see what it would do. So let's pull up some HP5 400, push to 3200. So this was at night in the parking lot of a Target. I wanted to see how it stood up at night, and you can see there's a good amount of grain being introduced at this point, but I still like it. And here, these pictures, this is Steak and Shake. This was taken actually from my car window. I wanted to see how the film held up at 1300 from my moving car at night. So I was really testing it. And obviously this, you know, you get the inky blacks. There's nothing in the black area of the film. Just what's lit up by street lights and the lights on the buildings. So here's a KFC. That's my fiance with a towel on her head. She's gonna kill me. But here she is on her phone, and she's lit up by the lamp and the overhead light. So there was good lighting in this situation. There's our stockings, and there's Frankie again. And you can see highlights are pretty much blown on his fur. He's hard to take pictures of because he's all white, and he tends to lose any definition in pictures of him. So it's kind of hard when I'm pushing film to take pictures of him, but you can still see the curl on his back. Here's my dad's jacket. It's a jean jacket, but the contrast is starting to make it look a little bit more like a leather jacket. There's my cat Jasmine, and some flowers. Again, not much definition in the shadows. And there's Frankie again with the highlights blown. And then the last picture, Jasmine. Again, the highlights are blown and there's a lot of contrast. So the pros that I got from pushing this film to 800, 1600, and 3200, it shows that I still can get some usable shots that I like, because I really didn't like Ilford Delta 3200 film shot at 3200. I really hated it. I hated P3200. That's just me. It just didn't suit what I was going for just everyday pictures. And so I like that I can push HP5 to 3200 and the grain isn't crazy and the contrast is a bit up there for my taste. So I am going to continue to try some other films. I have quite a few that I'm going to try that people have suggested that are affordable, like Kentmere and all that. So HP5 is pretty affordable. A roll of 36 frames, 35mm roll is $5.99 a roll at B&H right now, so it's not too expensive compared to Ilford Delta 3200, which is $11. But I think with HP5, I think the farthest I would push this film for my taste is 800. But I just wanted to share my results with you guys so that just in case you're thinking of pushing this film or you are new to shooting film and you want to see what it looks like if you push it, just remember that when you push the film, make sure you compensate in development. So you tell your lab that you shot it at a different ISO so that way they can compensate. Or if you're developing the film yourself, make sure that you calculate that into your time. So if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. And in case you're wondering why I haven't shot any of my usual camera reviews, it's because I sent my color film out to be developed about almost 3 months ago, and it got lost, and they've only recently just got it and processed it, and it's coming back to me soon. So there will be some more camera reviews coming soon. But if you like this setup and you like me going over film stocks and pushing film, let me know in the comments, because I'm not sure if you guys want to hear this. I love sharing the things that I'm learning as I go, and if you like hearing what I'm learning, let me know. Hit the thumbs up so that I know, and please hit that subscribe button so that you can continue to see what I'm putting out there. So until next time, stay motivated and keep shooting. So pull up a seat and make sure dummy. Okay, so make sure you stick around and damn it. All right.